Margaret and her wife want to start a family. However, they're missing one key ingredient. So they needed to ask their best friend if they could borrow some sugar.
Yep, that's one way to put it.
And they were going to do it this past weekend. So, Mo, you and Bert gave advice. You said you would be flattered. However, your response would be...
It would be no.
Yeah.
To be fully honest, I certainly would not be offended by the ask. I would be complimented. I would be flattered by the ask. But it's just for me. I don't think I would be the kind of guy that could not be involved, and to just know that I had a child out there and not being there would be too much for me to take on. However, her just going and asking, and as someone who was a friend of yours, I don't think that she should have felt uncomfortable about just going for it.
And Bert echoed your sentiments. So, Margaret, welcome back. Did you guys have the conversation this weekend?
Hey, yes, we did. And we did not get a no.
Oh.
But did you get a yes?
Right.
Yeah, we also didn't get a yes. But you know what? He said he was thinking about it, and that is all I could really ask for, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit about it.
Yeah.
We decided to do it, not in public. You know, we thought that it would be maybe a little bit too personal to be done at like a Chili's or something.
Yeah, that would be wild.
I don't know, that 2 for $25 can make a good buffer for any awkward situation.
What are some of the, just bear with me for a second, Margaret, because we definitely want to hear the story. Where are some of the worst places you could ask somebody if you could borrow their sperm? I feel like Chuck E. Cheese, not a good place.
Chuck E. Cheese is definitely on that
Cheese
list.
is crazy.
That's wild.
Uh-huh.
I think anything fast food. You put anything fast food in there, you can't do it there.
Yeah, no Taco Bell?
Nope.
No McDonald's?
Nope.
I feel like Chick-fil-A. I feel like the Lord would bless whatever.
Yeah, you're fine at Chick-fil-A. Like Olive Garden, you good because
Yes.
you family.
All right, so Margaret, I think that was a wise choice not to do it in public. You decided to do it in the comforts of your home, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, he came over to grab a drink before he went out, you know, with his friends. And he popped over, and I guess, you know, we just didn't beat around the bush. And we actually went with Kristen's suggestion, and we said that, you know, we have a loaded question, but we're wondering if you'd be okay with being a sperm donor for our baby. And he was definitely shocked. And then, you know, as you guys said, it turned into him being super flattered. But we hashed it out, and he honestly gave us like a heartfelt, you know, I need some time to think about it, you know. And I think his biggest thing is that he's a single hetero man, and his main concern was that once he gets into, you know, a committed relationship, how will his significant other feel about having a child with a lesbian couple, you know? And I actually do understand where he's coming from.
That's fair.
That's totally fair. But I love that he's really considering it, and he is thinking about it. So
Yeah.
I think all in all, and you guys survived the ask.
Right.
We did.
I also think when you look at how he responded to it with, you know, he wasn't like against you in it. He accepted the ask, but he also thought about his future, what his future wife may think of it. I can see why he's the kind of guy that you chose to give this ask to, because that's commendable.
However, I think what a red flag would be for me if I was in this position and I went to a man to, you know, tried to secure the goods to make a baby. I think a red flag would be if he was like, so what is it about me that makes you want my sperm?
Oh, no, that's a fair
Start
ask.
fishing for a compliment.
You think that's a fair ask?
Well, I mean, I think there's a proper way to ask it. You don't got to be like sleazy about it. Like, so what was it? When did you know? I think it could just be like, okay, you could have chose any man in your life to be a the father of your baby. Why me? I honestly would want to know so that I feel better or more convinced to say yes. Because if you say, oh, well, it's because of X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, that's a dumb reason, I'm not going to feel very motivated to say yes. But if you have really valid reasons, like, you know, good medical history or whatever, I would be like, you know what? Bet I'm there.
So if they said, listen, you're tall and you're attractive, that's it, you would be offended?
Oh, that's a good question.
Right?
Now I'd be like, let me spread the wealth of my good looks to
That works
to
for
the
me.
children of the earth.
Now that I'm thinking about it, okay, I see your point.
Yeah.
And I validate that. And I do think there is a way. I do think there is a way to ask that's non-narcissistic as far as like, why would you choose me to be like, the contributing part of your family?
It's pretty important.
Good temperament, you have a good personality, or honestly, like you just think that you would have really beautiful children together. You know what I mean? Like I think our genes would mesh well.
Yeah, I would be like, because you're not on antidepressants.
He's never had to go to therapy.
Yes, I'm on them, so I need to find somebody who is not. Well, Margaret, did you guys set like a deadline for this? Can you even do that?
No. We did not do that because it felt like such a big ask and putting a timeline, but we do want to begin the process early next year. So I'm hoping that he has an answer pretty soon, but otherwise we're back to the drawing board. But again, it's a big ask, so I'm going to let him just process the way he needs to process.
Margaret, I'm wondering if you already have a backup lined up. Like, do you have somebody else you're ready to text if this guy says no?
I have a feeling he's going to say yes.
Really?
So I don't really have a full backup plan yet. If another week goes by, I'll start thinking about my backup.
If you do get a backup, my advice would be not to tell him he's the backup. You can keep that one to yourself.
Do not disclose that.
Don't do that.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
A good point.
Yeah, I would keep that one close to the vest. Well, whenever he does disclose, please call us up and let us know.
I will. Thank you guys so much for helping me through this.
You're welcome, and good luck on your journey of starting a family. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
The Bert Show.